I do think I hear my bird downstairs. What's going on, Muskets? My name is Nick Ventiquattro here, back here with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a new version of the Premiere Pro tutorial of how to color grade, how to color correct, and get that good audio of this brand new Movo VX-R10 Pro. And a little bit of the original too, which isn't actually in the case, by the way. Now, before we get into this routine or tutorial, whatever you can call it, be sure to subscribe down here and click on the notification bell for constant updates or uploads, and be sure to like us on Facebook, and link will be down in the description below so you can actually see more of us. Now back to this tutorial. We're going to be starting off how to get that good colored picture of that nice footage of your camera. Now I'm going to be using neutral profile picture color as a reference, just because I've been using Cinesign a little bit too much or more often, just because I didn't even know that there's more noise in the footage for the dark, as we see right here, like this chair for example. Now you can already tell with Cinesign it looks more cinematic, but there's some negatives when it comes to that. You get more noise, more grainy footage, and it's a lot harder to color correct and color grade. So that's why I've been using neutral. And speaking with neutral, I've used a bucket for this, for example. If you see right in the footage right now, that's how I get this good looking white balance with correct skin tones, correct colors. As we can see the wall right here, it's like green and blue, and I look in the viewfinder, it looks close to that. And you really do not need to be perfect all the time to actually get that good color correction, but the best possible, find a gray object or a gray card, use that, take a picture somewhere else, go onto the menu option, go to custom white balance, use it as a picture, use it as your color balance or white balance, and you get that good color texture of your footage. Now with audio, now it's pretty simply straightforward, because you start off 0 at the left line, and then what I basically do, I put 4 stops to the right, which actually gives me the best audio quality as possible without even clipping. So I start from 0 right here. See this line? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives you a good example of what I'm talking about with most YouTubers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there will be an audio beginner's guide tutorial linked down in the description below for Canon cameras if you guys are starting off. And without further ado, I'm going to go right to the computer and let's start with this tutorial. Okay, now we're at Premiere Pro. The version I'm using is Premiere Pro 2020 of the build of 14.2, which actually helps to achieve that supportive hardware encoding for faster exports, which is amazing. Which, I mean, it supports your GPU now. If you use a GTX 1080, a 980, it's going to count with them how many CUDA cores you have in your GPU. The more CUDA cores you have, the faster the exports you face will be. That's great for 4K editing or exporting. So, now, the things we're going to be doing first is color correct, color grading, then audio. So we're going to go for the color to improve that image quality, even the colors too. So you will basically see over here, this looks raw on footage of camera. It doesn't look good at all. The colors are out of place. White balance is terrible. And how we fix it is quite simple. I go, click over here, click on color next, and then you will be taking place at these kind of settings. Just ignore the left side because these are the RGB, because if you haven't seen my previous tutorial, which we already know right off the bat. So, click on basic correction, and you will be taken from all of these stuff, or these good elements. But I'm just going to click over here, toggle on, so we can click off, click on, and now we're activated. So now you can play around. So, what I like to do, just grab your camera, go to someplace else that is not far away so you can go back and forth trying to make sure you're getting the goodest white balance as possible. So, at default, this could look like 0. Pretend this is 0 right here. So, This is 0, but if we play around, if we drag along, for the temperature for the 1, be sure to make it at 20, and the tint for magenta at 15, because if you come over here, you would tell even why. You will actually see right now, if we go over here, click over here, and then click there, you will actually have this. So just make sure they're all 3 of these RGBs near to each other, and that's where you can get the best white balance as possible for every footage or every film you're actually making or doing into Premiere Pro. Now, with these kind of settings, they will be at 0. So this is going to be 0, and what it looks like right over here. This is what it looks like in normal, because if you're going to basically get more contrast, or if you want to get more of that good exposure, you just got to play around with these kind of settings. So my personal preference settings I like to put it at is exposure 1, contrast 36, and that's a good enough contrast, because if we drop it down to 0, watch this, look at the improvement. It looks really good overall now. And it looks a lot better too. Highlights I put -55 because of the reason, because I just want to make sure the highlights are not going over 100. That's another reason why. And the saturation as well is 120. This will look like at 100 right here. But if we play around the saturation, boom. Look very close. See the red over there? Boom. But if you're more of an indoor public place or in your house, you're going to see a big difference. But this is how what it looks like before, after. There. After that, just make sure you save your project, just in case if none of your progress gets lost, and then we can move on. Especially if we go to color wheels and match, be sure to make your highlights from this to that by just clicking a hole and dragly slowing, dropping it from here to there to actually get that best white balance as possible. To remember, make them match to each other. Now, the one mentioned thing I haven't said before is Adobe has added a LUT that helps you for easy color grade and great skin tones, which if we click over here and click on creative, click on look, and then it will basically be seeing this. Click on that, boom. Your image looks really good now. But I just personally think it's a little bit too contrasty, if even that's even a word. But as you can see right now, all the colors look very, very good. It looks very cinematic as possible. But without this feature going to be in this video, I think we should go for the old basic kind of look like this way. See? It still looks good overall. So if you want to play around with this kind of new LUT, just go for it. But at the end of the video, I will be actually showing that kind of option so you guys can actually copy it and see for yourselves. We can go to the audio and see how we can improve it. All these settings right here, that's going to be the afterthought. For default wise, you're going to be basically have nothing. So you only have volume and channel volume. Even panel spot, which is actually off. So this is what it sounds like normally. This is the audio coming from the Movo VX-R10 Pro. Okay, we don't need to go further because we don't hear anything. This is quite easy to learn. We always make sure to add these kind of effects. If you guys haven't seen the previous tutorial of how you can get these kind of effects, so be sure to go to your effects, click on that, type here, and then you're going to be typing one of these effects, and then you drag them here to there to your sequence or your basic video or file, whatever, and then you're going to get these words into your clip. The first effect we're using is the parametric equalizer, because I want to start from the top to the bottom. Parametric equalizer is such a great effect because you can add more of the high end or low end. We toggle here, click on the arrow, edit, boom. Because this microphone of the Movo VX-R10 Pro is a lot more brighter than the original Movo VX-R10 microphone. So usually in the original one, it's about 15 decibels, but I like to raise it up to 17, and that's where you get the best more of that low end quality as possible for your audio. 17, the hertz is 130, and don't forget, it will be like this. Be sure to click this one time over here, boom. And you will see it's a little bit of a diagonal line like this, and it will come out straight like that. Once you copy all of these settings right down to your clip, let's hear from the before and after. Here we go. This is the audio coming from the Movo VXR10 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Now you won't actually hear it, but once you raise the volume, you can actually tell the difference. But overall, it sounds a lot more deeper now, which is actually great. Because people love the bass, they love the high ends, they want to make it all equalize together. That's why I love audio. It's one of my basic things I love about. This is the reason why we're doing this again, just to give you guys an updated Premiere Pro tutorial of this kind of version. So next is mastering. Now, once you click over here, edit, look at all of these around the place. I know, it's a little bit complicated, but we're going to make it simple. Reverb, drag that all the way down, please. It's just that easy. Now these settings you can copy along the low shelf. We want more of that low end. This is what it looks like. There you go. The high end, just a little bit up. Well, basically in the original Movo VXR10, if you guys haven't probably noticed, I put it around -5 decibels because it's a lot more fuller than brighter. So this is for the high end. So I dropped this by 2 decibels lower. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, because this microphone, it's a lot more brighter. So I want to try to even amount the original microphone of the Movo and even the Pro to sound equalized together. Once you copy all these settings right to your basic clip over here, exit out, and hear before and after. Here we go. This is the audio coming from the Movo VXR10 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Now you guys won't hear the exact same, because you will hear the exact because it really doesn't really sound really that loud. So remember, the more louder your audio is, the more time the audience will hear your video. But this is where it gets really interesting. Horn limiter. Because this is where it's going to help to get that audio gain up. So you click over here, edit, boom. This is just pretty simple. Just click over here, click on that, boom. This is what it'll look like. And the best thing about it is, it avoids clipping the audio over -3 decibel. And there you go. Let's hear it before and after. Here we go. This is the audio coming from the Movo VXR10 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Now you can actually tell we've seen the little bit of the greens, which is a good thing now, because now you can hear a little bit more often. Click out of that. Dynamics, same thing. Now I like to go to soft compression. Click on that. And the settings I like to put it, 1.9 ratio, threshold, -20 decibel, attack 1, quick as possible, release 100. Makeup is a 7, whatever your microphone you have. If it really sound loud, put it low, quiet, high. A limiter, -3, no brainer. Quite obvious, don't want to clip your audio. And after that, let's hear the before and after one more time. Here we go. This is the audio coming from the Movo VXR10 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now it sounds a little bit much better now. But there's one more audio effect that we can actually put into our clip. Multi-band compressor or multi-band compressor, whatever you could call it. Once you click over there, same thing. This looks intimidating. It's just really out of place, but we can actually fix that to make it sound really good. Quite obvious. Click over here. Click on broadcast. Boom. You will have these kind of settings. Just make sure your crossover for your low is actually 110.4 hertz for the low. And these will be just rest right there as usual. I put the gain by 1.5. because this microphone tends to be a little bit more quieter than the original Movo. But it's not that too punishing that this microphone is not really that quiet. For the limiter, I always make sure the brick wall limiter is on. Click on that for the check. Threshold, -10. Margin, -3. Attack, quick as possible, by 1. And then the release, 250. Now, there's 2 things we want to mess up with these kind of 2 settings. With the blue and the pink, because those 2 are the most important key. We want to make sure, because of this particular type of microphone, it does really good with the high end. Make sure the gain is at 0. And that's where you're going to basically get a little bit less at the high end, but it's going to make it sound more fuller, which you know what I mean. And for especially if you have like an iPhone waterproof case, if you hear all that mumbling stuff like woo, like that, drop this all the way down to -18, please. And that's going to help you to give you a big difference. Why? Once you get all these settings applied right here, click off, and let's hear the before and after. It will sound really definitely louder. This is the audio coming from the Movo VXR10 Pro. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. It actually sounds really bright and full now. And we've equalized the audio and especially the other features we've gone over. Now you can actually tell right off the bat, this is from May of 2020. You can see me. You can see my hair right now. It's really short, but it really doesn't matter because here's the reason why. Since we put all these effects together in one clip, this is what it sounds like. Hey, I'm Nick V. I'm very quiet right now, and I'm really loud. And I'm quiet again. Can you hear me? There you go. See? This is why we need to make sure we get our hard limiter, dynamics, and multi-band compressor. Try not to clip that audio, please. If you clip that audio, the fans will be like, this audio is so bad. I just gotta leave the video because it's clipping a lot. It's true. If you have better, let's say if you have better audio than picture quality, just get that good audio. This is why I love audio. This is the reason why I've been doing this since more often nowadays. Because every single day I just try to make sure to make every footage look better. Oh, if you guys haven't probably noticed, this was before the bucket thing. If I showed you earlier in the video of the white balance. This is what it all looks like when we put all of these together. You can see. Looks really good. Looks really clean. That's the exact same thing as well. The basement. And even outside. And that tells you the whole story of why I like doing these stuff when it comes to being a YouTuber at a daily basis or timely basis. I want to show you the Fuji settings I use for the Premiere Pro thing. I'm going to remove effects because I'm using the Pro microphone. Drag it over here. Go here. And these are the settings I use. Exposure 1. Highlights -50. Oh, saturation is 95, by the way. Creative, saturation 110, intensity 65, because I don't want to make it too intense of the looks of the LUT. Right here, it looks good. If you guys haven't saw over here, curves, just leave it the same. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we're going to see the before and after to see what the big improvements are. That's neutral. And the Fuji. Neutral, Fuji. And there you go. And I think that sums to wrap up this Premiere Pro tutorial. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like it. If you do, be sure to smash the like button and be sure to subscribe down here and click on the notification bell for constant updates or uploads. And even follow us on Facebook too. Link will be down in the description as always if you haven't followed up in the beginning of the video. And before I say goodbye, I've been exporting by using median encoder of 2020 for faster exports. And as always, be sure to like the video, comment do so, share it to your friends, and subscribe for more. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.